The North Hills Town Council held a meeting Thursday night, and among the topics discussed was the controversial decision to close the North Hills Community Pool. The public spoke for an hour to argue to rescind the previous vote to close the pool, which some argued was illegal. The Town Council cited safety concerns as reasons to close the pool indefinitely. After public comment, the board voted to rescind the closure and decided to open the pool for the 2026 season.